Congratulations, Lee. Good to play in a winning final side.
Yes, certainly was. Very enjoyable from the first bounce, actually, all the way through.
Were you nervous out there playing in your first finals game for a few years before the game?
Nervous before the game, for sure. Probably even the whole week. As the week drew towards Saturday, become even, leading up to on the bus to the ground, very nervous. But
once you got out there, it disappeared.
Yeah, you got to stay cool.
A lot of cooperation out there between the players, particularly across the centre line where you were playing, Lee.
Yeah, that the whole game at Swan Districts has become a lot easier once the hard work. Once I put the hard run in. A lot of talented players finish off the game.
You had a lot of good players out there, like Neesham got in his own, and the Narcles, they're superb.
They are. Playing alongside such talented players, you can go through the whole side. You can go for your shots with confidence, and 9 times out of 10 they're going to come off.
And I suppose you got more confidence as the game went on, Lee.
Yeah, I was confident from the start. Our first quarter was I thought tremendous. Eased off in the second, but I know the character of all the players. We all know the character of each other, and we weren't going down today.
Playing against your old side give you an added incentive?
Yes.
Do you think some of them played
definitely
badly, or were Swans too good?
No, Swans are, by far probably that many goal better team. How much did we end up winning by?
Well, about 8 or 9.
Yeah, Swans would be easily, at this stage, a 10 to 12 goal better team than East Fremantle.
And you're looking forward to the rest of the finals?
Oh yes, a lot harder games, before us, but looking forward to those for sure.
Well, best of luck, Lee. Hope you do.
Roger Kerr to take his first kick for this first semi-final.
He's just come on the ground.
Going in looking for Brian Needle and finding it. That's better play, but Needle's a long, long way out. It's a high kick. Browning the target. He's got him.
Good play. He had space to run into. They moved the ball on quickly, but Browning must have a shot from here.
Well, he needn't have if he didn't want it, because there was nobody within about 25 metres of Wilson, who was just standing in the square by himself.
It's important for East Fremantle to register a goal here.
Hutton is off for Swans. Nawatney is on. Kick from Browning. Looks good. It is. They all left it. Cormac to Turco. Good kick from Turco. Brilliant kick from Turco. He's gone.
Yes.
Well, that should get him going if nothing will. To Nawatney.
Cormac's got to get up close, play in front.
Yep. Nawatney left centre wing. Over centre half forward. Leon Baker the target again. Too good.
He's been a winner. Master move by Todd Baker at full forward.
Ellis's trap. Nawatney eventually snapped by Mick Johns out of that pack of players. Right on target. Up towards Wilson. Peter Wilson half forward. A couple of leads in the centre. Browning calling for it. He gives it across to Cassidy. Off the left boot, Cassidy. Oh, yes, lovely kick under pressure.
Well, I wasn't surprised entirely at the East Fremantle placings. As a matter of fact, Max Johnson going to the centre was a top move. He played sensible centre football. He was available for his backline to bring the ball out. And Ron Alexander should have played. And I'm not saying this after the event. I told Ron Alexander that on Thursday night when I was down at East Fremantle. I mentioned to him that Satori would be one of the biggest dangers when he lurked in the forward line, and that happened in the third quarter. And I think that Alexander had no right not to play in that particular game, particularly when it was so vital. The man was fit. He should have played, and I was very disappointed he didn't.
Okay, back.
No, not really. We should have been further in front. We missed a lot of easy goals, and perhaps that was a little disappointing, but no, I was quite impressed with the way we started. I thought we were ready, and East Fremantle offered very little, and was very disappointing. But then again, we've beaten them very easy all through the year, and so it wasn't really a surprise.
Well, East Fremantle have struggled to kick goals against Swan Districts all season, and in that first quarter the signs were there again. They kicked the first goal for the quarter, but then could manage only one more, and as I say, Swan Districts had kicked 6 goals 8 for the quarter, and East Fremantle could manage 2 goals 1. Percy, any points of East Fremantle's play you'd like to mention?
Well, I thought Max Johnson started in a handy fashion in the centre of the ground. John, I thought that this fella did well, played pretty sensibly. An interesting move, but to get away from East Fremantle, because I agree with you, they were very ordinary. Michael Smith starting in the centre. Was this part of the plan because of Paul Harding's way of knocking the ball? He seemed to start on the defensive side, or was it just because you believe that Michael Smith's returned to what he was?
Percy's had trouble on a wing. He's played quite well, but hard sustained running is not Michael Smith's game, and I've left him on a wing to protect his leg and give him a chance to return to league football. And I felt it was about time we put him into the action, and he plays his best football out of the middle of the ground, and I felt that it was an opportunity to bring it into play and also use Baker elsewhere.
Well, it's history now that Swan District's dominated that first quarter. Our highlights come pick up play at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter, and with me, John Rogers and Wayne Harvey.
Forward. Opportunity now. Skorowski trying to barge his way through. That's Stephen Green. They should have loose men into attack now, East Fremantle. That's one of them, Peter Wilson.
All through a superb tackle by Clinton Browning.
There's the lead. Again, it's all East Fremantle. And that one's straight to Lester Smith, and he's a valuable player for East Fremantle.
Would have to be one of the most talented footballers in Western Australia.
Swans a 2-point, East Fremantle no score. Lester Smith set to remedy that. He has to goal, the first of the game and the first to East Fremantle.
Well, he's a damaging player, Rod Lester Smith. He's been injury prone for most of the year and played an excellent game in the reserves last week. Accepted the pass on that occasion, kicked truly, and he is a danger man. He sort of offsets the loss of Kevin Taylor to some degree in the East Fremantle side, and they have to score early goals to be in with a big chance.
Can East Fremantle reply again? Paul Harding in the centre versus Peter Satori. Infringement in that centre square. Kick goes the way of Peter Satori. One too many in the square.
Can ill afford to do that.
Half forward. Chance for Baker again. He's under. Oh, over the top came Keys, and Nolan right over the top of him. Diving in on his Maxie Johnson, 31. He's been a good contributor in this early stages.
Excellent tactic by Swan Districts there to kick the ball straight down the centre.
Nick Johns for Swans into the air. Naturko in defence. Neesham, poor players everywhere for Swans at the moment.
4 Swans players on their own.
Goes long, looking for Mick Johns. He's dropped right back. He should mark that. Oh, one-handed attempt wasn't too good. He's trapped it well. Over to Brenton. Good play, Swan Districts.
Superb football there by the big fella, Mick Johns. The ball was kicked quickly down the field by Peter Satori at the bounce down. And Mick Johns fought for the ball desperately on the ground. There we are in the replay, and has set up a superb hand pass to the running player, Brenton, who races into an open goal. The former East Fremantle player.
He'd love that. So it's 1-2-8 to Swan Districts. East Fremantle are a goal, 7.5 minutes into the first quarter. It'll be Harding versus Satori. Harding, but Satori was in there as well. Shane Ellis to half forward. Neesham going back. Kransberg as well.
Eyes on the ball all the time there by Kransberg.
Kransberg has given it off. Looked like Kenny's kick. Wasn't a good one. That's Crouch to Turco. Turco looking again for Lester Smith. He's in the right spot to mark. Has he been awarded it? He's going to get a kick anyway, I think.
It was almost a fingertip mark. Mustn't have held onto it long enough, but there's been a free kick. Been held by the arm.
Yeah, he was too. That's the reason why he couldn't take the mark.
What a dangerous player.
So Lester Smith from almost an identical position that he got the first goal. Everyone's holding up in the wind a bit. He's on line. Here comes Ware. Look at him go. Oh, he's pushed off the kick brilliantly though. That was great play by Wilson. Deserves a goal.
And superb defensive play too by Satori.
Satori, yeah. Gee, that was on its way too, that one. Harding, he's off. Went in looking for Renstead. Neesham read it well. Barry Kimberley an opportunity. Still with Kimberley. This is good play. Kimberley across to 18, who is Rance. Rance will have a dip from there, but it's not a good shot.
Well, how quickly that ball transfers from defence. Satori, a great mark, a saving mark in the defence. Quickly moved the ball on, and a superb forward of the play hand pass from Barry Kimberley.
That shot at goal from Wilson, had Satori not been there, that would have been through.
A superb effort from Wilson.
This is Nolan from the left full-back pocket. Plenty of jostling going on there. Rance from behind. Hand pass out to Rankin. That came from Johnson. This is Langsford though for Swans. Back to half forward. Leon Baker from behind. Keys in front. Narkle ducking. Caught. Holding the ball was a decision. Good one too. And Nolan will clear.
Excellent umpiring.
Centre wing Fogarty, another good tackle. We'll look a similar case there, but play on now. Over to Johnson. Whoa, he nearly wore that one. Back to Billy Jones goes down. A chance now because Mike Smith brings it to half forward. Brent Hutton, good mark.
Good front of the position play there by Hutton. He's marked the ball out in front, and if he missed it, it would have been a free kick.
Mick Johns has made a big run. I think he's gone a bit early. Nolan camped under it, dropped it. Leon Baker on his feet. Nolan in there with good defence. Mick Johns another chance. Bring it away out of defences. David Rankin. And,
good intelligent play out of defence that.
Superb play by David Rankin there. He knew that he couldn't go too far with it, but kicked it along the ground and it's just fizzled out of bounds.
Mick Johns in the front spot against Paul Harding. Harding used his body very nicely to Turco. That's good ruck play. To half forward, didn't kick it well though, and picked out Peter Satori very neatly.
He was nearly off too with a hand pass.
Satori. Swans using the breeze. They should go for distance. Towards half forward, Keith Narkle in front. Crouch takes it away from him. Scooped out by Kimberley to Phil Narkle. That's good play. Narkle to half forward. Oh, he looks for Neesham. That was picked out. Neesham over the top to Baker. Rankin closing, but Baker will do it. Another goal on the board for Swans.
Yes, well, Swan District's moved to 2 goals, 2. East Fremantle 1 goal. And that was excellent play again set up by Peter Satori. Reading the ball well. Playing a kick and a half behind the game. And Barry Kimberley again figured prominently with the scoop out to Phil Narkle. It was a scraggly kick, but superb play by Gerard Neesham. Handballed the ball over. Swan Districts 2 goals, 2.
So it'll be Nolan on the ball now for East Fremantle. Opposed by Satori. Nolan with a tap. Narkle in the middle there. This is Shane Ellis. Well smothered by Smith. Rance thumped by Stephen Green. Oh, so too was Murray Renstead, but he'll get a kick because it was too high.
Both sides playing for keeps and have settled down very early in the game.
Renstead into Johnson. Johnson to half forward. Wilson the target.
He's a player that likes to play on at all cost.
He nearly was then too. He's forward of right centre wing, Peter Wilson.
Looking for Browning.
Going into half forward, Browning the target. Cransberg in front. It was Stephen Green. And unfortunately for them, Solon was there. Solon going to Ware. Ware, lovely hand pass off. Out of trouble through Langsford. Shane Ellis almost a great one-hander. Narkle went down. Rance, good play to Keith Narkle. They've set it up. Keith Narkle 50 metres and closing, almost to 25. Leon Baker, he's through. He'll score his second and Swan's third.
Yes, well, once again we see the power of the Swan District side. The ball was locked over there on the half-back flank for Swans, but they've read it well. They've kicked well. And that running game, which draws the opposition, and Leon Baker, for the second time in the row, has been on the end of a hand pass, and he scored his second goal after kicking the first 2 points in the game.
12 and a half minutes into the first quarter. Swans are 3-2. East Fremantle 1 straight goal. The Swans runners starting to work.
They're kicking with the breeze too.
Satori against Nolan. Satori wins it, but not going to go much further than John Nolan.
It's the first time Swans have been in the first semi since 1974.
Satori again, straight off this time to Renstead. Out to the right half forward flank. Up goes Cransberg. Cassidy for East Fremantle. Oh, 1 too many. Good tackle by Brenton. But it didn't look too high, but been given against him.
Very, very tough tackle by Brenton. He put a lot into that. And of course, Cassidy's the danger man in that forward line.
There he goes again. Nice pass shot into Clinton Browning. Browning, poor old kick. He was looking for Needle, but certainly didn't make it any distance. Fogarty out of defence. Nolan playing a kick behind the play. Oh, dear me.
Just missed.
Hutton nearly got him. Roger Crouch to half forward. Wilson for East Fremantle. Good mark.
He's taken 2 very good marks early in this game, and there's a few East Fremantle players holding their heads.
Going forward, looking desperately for somebody. Nothing there, but Swans players all over the camp up there. Satori marks. Kenny. Solon's away again up towards Kimberley. Oh, he snatched that one.
Playing with plenty of confidence, Kimberley.
To Phil Narkle. Cormac in the way, but Narkle's done the better. Shane Ellis in defence. That's experience for you.
Tell you what, he was lucky to get away with that because Shane Ellis deliberately knocked that towards the boundary line.
He did, but I don't think he had anywhere else to go on that occasion, John.
No, wouldn't have mattered though. If the umpire had deemed that it was deliberate, would have been a kick. So it'll be Nolan and Johns. Nolan that time going to have to follow it up himself. There's no rovers there. Jones is number 3. Renstead 32 for East Fremantle. It's 3-2-20 to 1 goal.
East Fremantle without their captain coach Ron Alexander.
Again, Johns in the front. Kimberley off the deck. This is Narkle. He's making his presence felt already. Phil Narkle into half forward. Roger Crouch. Oh, silly play, Crouch.
Yes.
Why would you run off in defence like that?
It was silly play, but obviously his teammates weren't talking to him either.
First instinct of a back man is to stop.
East
Where the
Fremantle,
forwards are.
the young side, have made some tragic mistakes early in this game.
Well, Leon Baker certainly got the distance from the 50-metre line with the breeze, but not the accuracy. He's kicked all of Swan's score bar a goal. Keys into the breeze. Nolan from behind, can't take that. East Fremantle desperate, that's Rankin, or Cormack it looked like. This is Green. Tell you what, the Swans forwards are making it life hard for the East Fremantle backs. Smith out towards Neesham and Ellis. Crouch, an opportunity. Hutton's with him. Crouch and Keys were there, 23 and 22. Hutton number 10 for Swans.
The last line of defence in East Fremantle is under immense pressure.
Nolan and Johns. Johns from behind. Renstead caught. Straight to Smith. Left foot Smith. 55-metre line. It's a good-looking kick. Did they just get hands to it through Keys? Yes, he did.
At this stage, there's not enough East Fremantle teammates helping the player with the ball. They're leaving it to the one player and the others are just looking on as spectators.
Keys deciding to switch his line of defence. It's a better kick to the 50-metre line. Nolan from behind. Rankin in front. Kimberley closing. And the Swans forwards are making life very difficult for the East Fremantle defence. 3-4-22 to a goal. 17 minutes into the first quarter.
Pretty strong breeze favouring the end that Swan Districts are kicking to.
Johns and Harding. Johns, there was a clip behind the ear. By Harding to Johns, it looked though. Or a high tackle, and it'll be Mick Johns, number 19, to take the kick.
We're about halfway through this first quarter, and 2 players that have stood out have both been the big men. Mick Johns down in the forward line and Peter Satori on the ball and in defence.
So Johns will be kicking from about 35 to 40 metres out from goal. 49 almost. Right to the edge of the square. Baker again.
Yes.
Over the pack and he's marked.
I think he wants to get it on.
He's played on. Left foot kick. There's a beauty.
Superb. Well, what a danger man Leon Baker's proved to be down in that forward line. He's playing full forward. That's his 3rd goal. He's kicked 3 points as well, or close to it. And he needs to be watched a lot closer than he is at the moment by Peter Keys. Swan Districts moved to 4 goals, 4. East Fremantle, 1 goal.
Peter Satori to pick up the ruck work again now against Paul Harding. Oh, Harding slipped at the last minute, made it easy, went straight to Graham Kickett. Just on the ground, Kickett goes out left half forward. Clinton Browning leading in the race there. Lester Smith as well, Browning reads it. He's caught though, Kenny in there for Swans. He's been caught, and I think he's caught the play around the legs and the free kick.
They'll need to capitalise on this forward thrust, East Fremantle.
Clinton Browning in towards full forward. Oh, there's a long one against the breeze. What a beauty. Satori dropping back. Thump in defence by Fogarty. And finally brought away now by Solon. He's well shepherded too. Well shepherded there. Over to Skorowski. To right centre wing, Ranson, Ellis. Oh, Rance got rid of Ellis very comfortably then. Murray Rances, Rankin closes, steadies into Baker again. Oh, play on. Oh, did well to get on his feet, Leon Baker. Steadies. Is that his 4th? No, it's not.
Well, doesn't Leon Baker love playing in the finals? He's been a sensation both years that he's been with Swans. A top-class player, a player that always rises to the occasion, and superb football in that full forward line.
Peter Keys again to half-back. Satori there. Good, well-judged mark.
Close to best man on the ground at this stage.
Ignores Baker, goes long. There's Mick Johns and Nolan back in the square. It's covered the distance. Oh, I think Peter Satori's kicking. What a great goal.
We've got big Roo Dog Boucher eating a hot dog. And what do you think of that?
I have to have words with Bouch. You know, I just don't like him smiling.
And you certainly didn't miss Ron's presence on the field yesterday?
Well, certainly we missed his presence, but and that would be a hard thing to say that, you know, we didn't miss him. But, you know, Peter Sartori is such an up-and-coming player. He's got an appetite for football. He's been the shadow behind Boucher, and he's played some good games this year at centre-half back, centre-half forward and on the ball, so it didn't surprise me to see him play as well as he did yesterday.
It's a classical shot there of Ron Boucher, and I hope he enjoyed that hot dog. Mike, what was the game like to umpire?
It's a pretty easy game. Swans were prepared to play the ball all the time. They had that many players. It seemed to be, you know, they had more than the 20 players out in the ground. One stage there just seemed to be all Swans, especially out the back line. It was just a stream of players, about 4 or 5 at a time, and they put a lot of pressure on the young Fremantle players, and I don't think they could stand up to it.
We've got some What's Your Decisions for you coming up shortly, so we want you to...
I was surprised. I felt that he was certainly needed when Kevin Taylor, their vice-captain, was out, and Alexander, their captain, was also out, and you have Stephen Green leading your side, which has played very few games for them. It's just hard to fathom out. So I felt that he would be out there, but it surprised me when he was sitting alongside me, and you know, he was being tactical, I suppose, and I enjoyed the battle with him yesterday.
I suppose it's worth mentioning the reasoning behind Ron Alexander's decision. Apparently, because the players have got the side into the first semi-final on their own without Ron, he's decided to let them play the first semi-final with him just as a non-playing coach. But it's a decision which now we can look back on and say that it was a bad one, and one which I'm sure that Big Ron would regret, because that young side needed somebody like Ron Alexander with all his experience in that back line, in the back pocket, because John Nyland certainly had problems handling it in the back line.
Mike, from your viewpoint yesterday, it seemed almost from the replays a total lack of pressure.
Let's have a look at it.
Towards Baker, Kimberley, Keys with him, Kimberley keeps it in, Leon Baker. Oh, be interesting to have a look at that one again. I think he threw his head back a little.
There it is. Peter Keys is, to me anyway, has tackled him correctly initially, but the umpires paid too high from that. Were you the umpire in question?
I was the umpire, Ken. I saw the hand. Michael Johns blocked my view at that stage, but I only saw the last bit with the hand come around and on Leon's neck as a tackle. He grabbed him.
It was a correct decision, though, Mick.
Would you say?
My idea.
Look at him go. Oh, he's pushed off the kick brilliantly, though. That was great play by Wilson. Deserves a goal.
Mate, they tried hard for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I felt they really put their best foot forward. But Mick Johns kicked a goal about the 20-minute mark in the second quarter, and I looked at the East Fremantle camp, and their heads dropped, and I felt, well, that was the end. And from there on, I didn't feel that we were in any danger whatsoever.
But Marty, their method in that second quarter was staggering to me. East Fremantle, they had possession of the ball.
They did.
And people were, I remember seeing Jeff Cassidy whacking his thigh 3 or 4 times when he kicked points, but they end up working the ball right across the ground, shooting from impossible angles. You know, they sort of kept fiddling with little short passes across the ground. It allowed Johns or Sartori to drift into the back line and into the East Fremantle forward line and clutter it up. And I thought their method was diabolical for finals. You would have thought, exactly as you said, after Turco whacked that big one in, that they would have got the message and played direct.
During that early onslaught too, when they were going so well, getting so many possessions, I was admiring Neesham. My word, he's a constructive footballer, John. He grabs the ball in packs and he does the small things you can hardly notice. He gets the ball out by foot or hand, and he's a player that's so creative. I thought he was excellent in that second quarter, of course backed up with Sartori. But you're talking about the way they wasted kicking opportunities, East Fremantle. We've got the highlights into the second quarter, and you'll start seeing the Mario Turco bit where he broke clear and let go with a beautiful punt kick and went straight through the goals. Sit back and have a look at this.
Good Cormac to Turco. Good kick from Turco. Brilliant kick from Turco. He's gone.
Yes.
Well, that should get him going if nothing will.
What a penetrating effort by Turco on that occasion. Right from the centre of the square, a long punt kick, as you can see on your screen, went right through. It had to be 75 metres, that one, but the positive attitude he went about it. He wanted to get results, and the only way is to go long.
Here it is.
Here we are in the replay.
Well inside. It was halfway between the centre and the centre square with that one. Look at it go.
Now space it is up there too. It suited him down to the ground.
So East Fremantle very quickly moved to 3-1-19. Swans are 6-8-44. Will favour Satori. This is Smith to Nawatney.
Almost got to get up close, play in front.
Yep. Nawatney left centre wing. Over centre half forward. Leon Baker the target again. Too good.
He's been a winner. Master move by Todd Baker at full forward. Two players on him already. Keys and Crouch lead them a merry dance.
Right from the 50-metre line, Baker. With a square. You thought that could have been a mark then to Johns. It wasn't. Narkle trying to keep the ball in. Turco battling. And not much happening at this stage.
Umpire ball goes for another bounce right on the 25-metre line. Good tap by Harding this time. Ellis is trapped, and Watney eventually snapped by Mick Johns out of that pack of players, right on target.
There's a goal to Michael Johns on that occasion. It became overhead ball or tap ball for a few occasions on that little segment of play, and finally quickly to Johns, and Johns was very quick to get the ball to boot. So it's a dangerous one for East Fremantle, though. East Fremantle are on the run and got that extra goal, and Swan District's back in business again. Here we go. Michael Johns, very alert to get the ball to boot. They need him badly, need the runners.
Nolan against Johns. Nolan in front, I think he's interfered with, and takes the free kick. Great battle going on between the rucks out there. Nolan
why
coming
would
back
you do
in.
that?
East Fremantle have done this time and time again today. Stephen Green towards Rankin.
Negative football.
Narkle a chance. Oh, there's a very high tackle that time by Billy Jones. Put on
Baker.
Leon Baker to half forward now. Narkle.
Gee, East Fremantle falling into error for the placement of the ball, then head hunting and tackling high. They cannot afford to make mistakes at this stage, and they're second in the run to the ball, and to add insult to injury, they're making stupid elementary mistakes.
Phil Narkle right on the 50-metre line. Got the distance against the breeze. A good kick, but it's right away, I'd say, out on the full. Now Swans are 7 goals, 8. East Fremantle still trailing 3-2, 8 minutes into the second quarter. Tony Solon bringing it out on the grandstand side. Wilson into the air a bit early, but Narkle still marked it.
Well judged by the little master.
Right centre wing he goes, looking for Rance. With him is Green. Rance is strong though. Ellis to kick it. East Fremantle looking better now. Up towards Wilson. Peter Wilson half forward. A couple of leads in the centre. Browning calling for it. He gives it across to Cassidy. Off the left boot. Cassidy. Oh, yes, lovely kick under pressure.
Well, it's about time Cassidy came into the action. When he did, he came in with a vengeance. That was a hard shot, but he's a good running shot for goal by either foot. Cassidy got onto his left foot and straight through the centre. Good play by Peter Wilson prior to that, and East Fremantle at least showing a little bit of fight now.
Langsford very quickly to Brenton. Brenton to half forward. Rankin going to have to go back for that, which he does well. David Rankin, far side of the ground. Shane Ellis on the defensive 50-metre line. Ellis to Jones, right centre wing. Kimberley a long way away from him. Browning the target, not quite. Ware was there. And that's grand play. Brilliant play back to half forward, and Cassidy finally with the ball.
Satori and Harding. Satori over the top to Kimberley.
He's Ruckwell.
He's wrapped up nicely. Good tackle that time by Billy Jones. Looking for leads. Few more East Fremantle players on the loose at the moment. There's one, Stephen Green, to kick it. Haven't gained very much, but they have come on the attacking side. Goes on with the game. Does Graham kick it? Unloads a bomb up towards the square. Browning from behind Solon. Off hands, though, and brings up a point.
Yes, the long kick was the name of the game by kicker on that occasion, but there was no one there to grab up the opportunity when the ball hit the ground.
Solon hesitating now. No clear lead going. Changes his mind about the short pass. Looks for Fogarty. He gets a thump to it. Down towards Renstead. With him is Skarowski. Good play, Billy Skarowski.
And good play, Skarowski, yes.
Kenny dragged off it. Now Renstead's trapped the loose ball. Gone in towards goal, but left-footed just offline.
So they move to 4-6-30, trailing Swan 7-9-51, and it's a better quarter at the moment for East Fremantle.
It certainly is. They're showing much more desire now. They're going for the ball. They're starting to run more, and they're playing from the front position, which from there they can get be most creative.
Solon taking advantage of a penalty. A good kick almost into the centre of the ground. Harding has been paid a fine mark. Paul Harding now has to play on. The long kick didn't really have a lot of purpose behind it. Lester Smith in for Cassidy, nearly in front it was. There's a left foot from Browning, peppering away East Fremantle, but can't get the score that they want. Turco meant it for Watterson, but Langsford, Fogarty, Smith, caught. Great tackle too by Johnson. He really put the arms around that time.
Wasn't it well anticipated tackle too? Yeah. Beautiful grab.
Max Johnson certainly playing well in his first league semi-final. Fogarty to the ground. Cassidy from 55 metres. Long kick. Again, inaccuracy is besetting East Fremantle.
Right half-back feint for Swans. They've got a battle on their hands at the moment as East Fremantle are lifting their game. Centre wing. Kransberg in front. Almost a double grab. Mick John's out. Oh, Stephen Green ran into a wall of defenders. Graham Kickett got the hand pass to Johnson, to Turco's good play. Over to Renstead, a chance for East Fremantle. Cassidy running on. There's the hand pass. Time to steady Jeff Cassidy, the left footer. Oh, what's it done?
No, wrong side.
Oh. Having a few problems back to Neesham. Backing up well, Swans. Oh, easy mark there taken by Johnson, uncontested. Oh, played on badly and very quickly out towards Shane Ellis, but they're out of a bit of trouble, are they?
Roger Crouch is a player with the ball, but luckily for him, he's got to go back and kick over the... No, there must have been interference. We didn't see it because we were following the game. But it's Peter Satori with the ball.
It's a boner from Mike Bull. Like to see it in replay later.
There's the kick from Satori. He's dead in front. He scored a goal. 8:10:58 to 4:9:33. 23 and a half minutes in. The kick into play. Baker could have almost marked that. This is Smith again. Ducks around onto that reconstructed left knee. In towards Satori. Satori shouldn't have marked that, but did brilliantly.
What a talented player this. He's dominated the ruck duels all day. He's fantastic overhead.
There it is again. Look at that. What a superb grab. Nolan was sure it was going over his head, but it didn't.
Great anticipation, a good leap, and used his height admirably.
Point blank range, caps it off nicely, and Swans are doing it well. So it's 64 plays 33. 24 minutes into the second quarter.
Chance now for Paul Harding to get East Fremantle moving. Harding does it to Kerr. He's dragged off the ball. Renstead got the hand pass out. Kransberg in defence. He's trapped it well against an oncoming pack. Stephen Green from behind, down to Cormac. A quick one to Max Johnson. He's got time to steady. To half forward. Lester Smith has left himself loose and a good mark. Starting to find loose players in their forward area now, East Fremantle, but they do need to get a bit of a rattle on. Lester Smith 50 metres out, Breeze behind him. A lot of height into that one. It's got distance and height. That's right on target. Good kick, Lester Smith.
Seems to me.
Actually, that was my first question to Toddy. You must have read my mind. I think John made a fleeting remark about it earlier that, to me, East Fremantle, ship without, Peter was ship without a rudder. It's throw Stephen Green as captain, who's just been in and out of the sides through the year, to me was a sin. And I think Big Ron will rue the day that he didn't take the field in that semi-final, because he was needed and needed dramatically, because young fella like Paul Harding, he wanted a strong man in the back line. He worked his heart out, and that's the first way you'll kill a big ruckman, a kid of his age, and he should have had Ron by his side. And I know they were outclassed and outgunned by, you could see it, the writing was on the wall at half-time, or before then, that the game was all over. But there was no one there could give them a lift, John. There was no one inspirational at all on that side.
No, that's true, Marty. They've perhaps played on a lot of enthusiasm over the last few weeks, and it's carried them through, but that'll carry you so far. And, you know, they've got to learn how to play final round football. In 1980, we won 18 games, went to the finals and lost both games, and people condemned our football.
Different ball game, you're saying?
Sure. You know, it's a learning process for them. They've got to experience what we had to experience in 80-81. And, but, you know, they've done a good job to get up there, but their football yesterday was very disappointing.
Yes, it certainly was.
Your blokes in the second quarter relax a bit?
Yeah, we did. You know, we felt that we had the game under control, and I was a bit critical at half-time. I just felt that we were off the boil, and we allowed them back into the game, but perhaps it's hard to generate that ruthless approach when you've handled East Fremantle so easy through the course of the year, and we felt that we could handle them easily again. But that was a little bit of a criticism that I had, but they certainly lifted their rating after half-time and put the game beyond doubt, and they perhaps relaxed again in the last quarter, perhaps towards the end, and East Fremantle kicked 4 or 5 goals to save a little bit of face, but by rights they should have only kicked about 9 goals.
John, when you work out all these shifty moves about where you're playing different players, I couldn't follow it. Players were saying where they're playing, so I wouldn't know. I'll ask Toddy tomorrow, but you know, Baker full forward, if I was on a half-back flank, who was playing on the wing, Narkle or Ruck Rover, when do you work them out? Through the week?
Marty, I get a message through the course of the day, and I don't know why my hands sort of move a player into a certain position, but I know I do a bit of study on it. I think it's part of football, and I think you've got to do your homework, and I enjoy that aspect of the game. I think the tactics are absolutely great, providing the players accept the challenge, and we have a tremendous bunch of guys that enjoy their football, and they've got enormous character, and it's great.
Up well, Swans. Oh, easy mark there taken by Johnson, uncontested. Oh, played on badly and very quickly out towards Shane Ellis, but they're out of a bit of trouble, are they?
Roger Crouch is a player with the ball, but luckily for him, he's got to go back and kick over the... No, there must have been interference. Nolan and Satori. Nolan with that one. This is Renstead. Pulled off the kick by Langsford. Renstead coming back. That's Johnson. Good play by Johnson to Cormac. East Fremantle early into attack. Ware spoiled his own man. They should get away with it though. Or will they? Push.
Quite a few of the players finding it hard to keep their feet.
Peter Ware's got Neesham loose. There he is, all by himself. Neesham left half-back flank. Was looking for Kransberg, who won't just get there in time.
One of the few poor kicks that Jared Neesham's executed. He's been spot on with his disposal today.
So it's just forward of East Fremantle's right centre wing. Nolan and Kransberg this time. Nolan, Renstead, Turco, Watterson, Jones. Nobody up there. Good mark, Fogarty. Taking some top marks today, Fogarty. Looks like Rance is playing in defence now. Off to Solon. Gee, plenty of pace. Oh! Dreadful. Skorowski brought his own man down. Then
he shepherded his teammate.
Solon and Skorowski said, sorry about that.
Amazing the way they recovered, Bud. Solon was on his feet immediately.
Yeah, anyway, play goes on. Narkle to Lang. Beautiful hip and shoulder. Just happened to be the wrong bloke. Langsford in towards half forward. Almost a mark to Neesham. Brad Shine brilliantly to Keith Narkle. Narkle 55 metres out. I think it's going to roll through. Nobody touched it.
Well, superb play by Keith Narkle. But that attacking move has come from defence, and Keith Narkle, what a magnificent player for Swan Districts over the years, and he's lost none of his pace or alertness. And that was Swan Districts' 10th goal for the game. They moved to 10 goals, 12, leading East Fremantle 5-9 in this all-important third quarter.
Another chance for Swan Districts. Peter Satori on the ball with Nolan. In goes Neesham again, brought to ground with a good tackle by Nolan, holding the ball.
Well, Nolan, he's had to lift his game because in that first half he didn't do very much for East Fremantle, but there's a big responsibility on his shoulders in the absence of Ron Alexander.
Into the right full forward pocket, Peter Ware. Nice reading of the play.
And a gentle little side push.
Rance.
Off to Rance, up towards the centre of the ground. Kenny from front. John Nolan strong in the air.
Interesting to see Murray Rance at centre half back in this quarter.
Stephen Green, wow, poor old kick again, straight in the arms of Lee Brenton. Half back flank. Swans creating all the excitement in this third quarter, kicking with the breeze. Nolan again from behind. Kenny gets it away from him. In goes good tap out to Langsford to full forward. Nawatney in front. Crouch from behind. Nawatney to Shine backing up well. Oh, dummies beautifully onto his kicking boot, but just doesn't do justice to the good play. Harding in defence for East Fremantle does the only thing he could do.
Yes, what a busy player Stan Watney's been since he's come onto the ground in that second quarter. One of the oldest players on the ground, but also one of the liveliest.
Throw in on the half-forward line for Swans. Harding to Ellis, who's now playing in number 25, Guernsey. Renstead to right centre wing, only as far as Lee Brenton.
Playing an excellent game, Lee Brenton.
Look at the pass to Baker. There was 1, 2, 3, 4 Swan Districts players in the middle there. Baker from 60 metres. John's the target. Good spoil by Harding, though.
Well, Leon Baker in that first quarter, very damaging out of a forward pocket or full forward, whichever you like. But this quarter, he's in the centre of the ground.
4 minutes into the third quarter, 10-12, 72 to 5-9, 39. That looks like a player being held. Was it Brad Shine? Yes, it is.
East Fremantle have given quite a few free kicks away close to goals during this game. And there was another one, Brad Shine, lining up from no more than 20 metres out.
Yeah, kick from about, probably from the 25-metre line, which he does. The kick from Shine is not as accurate as he would have liked. So 10-13, 73, Swans, East Fremantle 5-9, 39. 4.5 minutes into the third quarter.
Roger Crouch again to give the Sharks a bit of drive. Good one against the breeze too. Into the air, Satori down to kick it. To Renstead. East Fremantle looking a little better. Browning on the run. Shane Ellis shepherding for him. Browning got a lot of opposition there, or could have got a kick out of that. Narkle. To Baker now. Baker playing in the centre. He's got Neesham loose in the right full forward pocket. Beautiful kick and nice positioning.
Don't they know where their teammates are? We saw earlier there where the Swan Districts players ganged up on Browning.
Oh, look at that, loose men everywhere. No trouble for Brad Shine to drop into the inside the half forward area to mark.
Mike Smith, excuse me, is all by himself on the 25-metre line if he wanted to use him, and that reinforces what you said about players running into the open space, Noddy.
And the first 5 or 10 minutes of any quarter is the most important, and at the moment East Fremantle are looking a little bit ragged.
Right on line, there it is. Another goal on the board for Swans. They move to 11 goals, 13 to East Fremantle's 5-9, 5 minutes into the third quarter.
This is the critical quarter because Swan Districts proved in previous games during the year that the longer the game goes, the better they go, and sides that may lack a bit of experience or stamina start to falter that little bit. Their concentration's affected, and I'm sure that John Todd said at half-time that this is the all-important quarter to really crush the East Fremantle side.
40-point break to Swan Districts at the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. It'll be Nolan versus Satori. Satori, enormous stump with a big run, only as far as kick it. Narkle hunting well, must get a kick.
How can you stop the magician, Phil Narkle?
Not easy. He's going to kick from about 60 metres out.
Very rare to ever see him grounded. He just seems to be able to have that uncanny knack of keeping balance and also the ball in front of him at all times.
He's going to have a shot. Got very close to the man on the mark. Plenty of distance in the kick though. Off hands.
Well, the margin at the moment is 41 points in favour of Swan Districts. It's going to require a big effort from the East Fremantle side to get back.
A couple of unhappy looking East Fremantle trainers just a second ago. Roger Crouch, a little undecided what he's going to do with the ball. Comes out on the right half back flank. Nolan the target. Satori, Rankin to kick it. To Rankin again. Rankin's in the centre of the ground now. Left foot kick. Opportunity for Cassidy. Back to Rankin, who's backed up a long way. Rankin can close from about 30 metres. Great play by Rankin, reminiscent of what he did last week. And can that get East Fremantle going?
Well, magnificent effort by David Rankin. Play of the day by a long stretch. And Rankin, in the first half, has been one of East Fremantle's top players out of that back pocket. And what a superb season he's had. But that was just superb backing up your own play, where he's followed the ball up, kept running, and he was always on hand for the hand pass and finished off with a magnificent goal out of that back pocket or half-back flank.
So it's 11-14, 80 to 6-9, 45, 8 minutes in. Yes, Satori once more doing it superbly. Race on here between Stephen Green and Lee Brenton, former teammates, and neither wins on this occasion.
The big problem that East Fremantle are having is that they just can't consistently win that ball out of the centre square.
John Nolan, number 46 for East Fremantle, in front of Peter Satori. Nolan the tap down towards Turco. He can't quite pick it up. And we're diving on it. Turco again is good play. The hand pass wasn't so good to Langsford. Towards full forward, Nawatney from behind. Almost a juggled mark. Neesham in. Oh, good one back to Brendan. He gets the hand pass to Narkle. That's good play by Keith Narkle. Steadies from 25-metre line. Lovely snapshot.
Well, that's Keith Narkle's second goal for this quarter already, and it's only about 8 minutes old. Unbelievable, dangerous. He is. He's got uncanny accuracy with his kicks. Really wastes the ball, and Swan Districts are really applying the pressure here. 12-14 in front, a long way by to East Fremantle, 6 goals 9. Here's the replay. Look at Keith Narkle. Picks the ball up cleanly, throws it onto his left foot, and the umpire does not even move.
Not bad from 50 metres out for a left foot kick, was it? 86-45. 10 minutes in. Harding that time. To Turco. Half forward over Cassidy's head. Rance, Solon, to Kranzberg. Look at them backing up. It's superb play. Skorowski, Langsford, that was one too many. Harding, off the ground by Kranzberg. No danger in that. Cleverly shoveled out by Smith. Tapped on nicely by Narkle to Satori. Narkle to Narkle. Satori to Narkle. Whichever way you want.
He balanced that one on the end of his nose.
Yeah. Philip Narkle. Standing 65-metre kick to Johns.
Well, hasn't he been a great player for Swan District since he left Subiaco, and what a difference it's made to his football and to the Swan District side. He's always been able to take marks, but he's been a lot busier since he's been to Swans.
So Johns from the right full forward pocket, 25-metre line. He's angled that in quite nicely, but not nicely enough. 12-15, 87 to 6-9, 45. We are 10.5 minutes into the third quarter.
Roger Crouch again. One of the many kick-outs he's had today. This is his 14th kick-out from goal. Out towards Shane Ellis. Over the top at Kenny in front. Goes on with the game well. To full forward, Watney, beaten by the sun on that occasion. Stephen Green in defence. Steady's looking for Renstead. Nice kick, Renstead. Oh, lovely fingertip job.
Been one of their busiest players. He was slow to get going in that first quarter, but he's been a prominent player for East Fremantle.
Looking for John Nolan again. Baker from behind. Comes down to Brenton. Plenty of time to Steady. Towards full forward. Browning shielding his eyes. Shine takes it. Doesn't need two grabs. Renstead from behind. Nice pick up by Browning. Looks for Max Johnson. Good player in that first half, Max Johnson. Goes in towards centre half forward. A nice mark taken by Waterson. Waterson will look for his full forward Needle. In front spot as he held that mark. He had front spot. His interference paid, and Brian Needle a free kick.
They worked the ball well into their forward line on that occasion, East Fremantle, and I'm sure the players realise that they've got to kick plenty of goals in this quarter to get themselves back into the game.
45 metres out, the kick from Needle is pushed away to the right-hand side, out on the full.
Well, Brian Needle in his last 2 games has kicked something like 7 and 5, 12 goals, and they needed that one from him.
Where to Neesham?
Isn't he a tough, experienced final rounds player?
Sure is. Switching play right across the other side of the ground, which is pretty smart thinking. The Sol was there all by himself with Fogarty. They can bring it back into the centre. Johnson must get a kick for interference.
That was a poor kick by Fogarty.
There
was no need for him to pop the ball up as high as that. He kicked it directly to Max Johnson.
Nothing offering in the forward line. Enormous kick by Johnson. Big pack. Roger Kerr, haven't seen very much of him kick it. He's been beaten on the day. It's too high on Watterson. Must get a kick.
Well, they certainly need this one from Watterson. He's kicked plenty of goals for East Fremantle this season.
Well, Watterson will be kicking from about 50 metres out. Up into the breeze, but it won't matter because it'll be sheltered by the big grandstand. Left foot from Watterson. Nice long kick, but not long enough. taken to the last line by Satori. What a game he's having. Kransberg on the half-back flank. Kransberg to Narkle. This is Keith Narkle. Narkle, lovely to Leon Baker.
They run the ball out of their defence so superbly, Swan Districts. They know where their teammates are, and they're always moving.
Look at Solon on the far side. I think it's the second one he's dropped in a row by himself.
Superb switch in play.
Yeah, he's got Langsford loose. Nobody within about 40 metres of Don Langsford. Unloads a big one. The Nawatney was the target. Crouch went back and a very quick transference of play from defence into attack.
Notice that East Fremantle have switched Brian Needle into a back pocket.
As we see Paul Harding for East Fremantle to do the ruck work against Mick Johns. Forward pocket for Swans. Well, a nice tap over by Johns. Shane Ellis beaten by the bounce. Kenny well tackled. Out comes Stephen Green. Nowhere to go, but does well to get in the clear. Cassidy now. Nicely backed up by Cormac, up to the right centre wing. In front is Johnson. Max Johnson, nearly the juggled mark. Goes back in there. He's still got possession. Caught, but not in possession.
Well, a sloppy kick.
Roger Kerr touched off the hands. Chance now for Turco, couldn't handle it. Peter Ware can. Hand pass nicely done to Skorowski, out wide to Brenton. Swan's looking good. Up towards Needle in the forward pocket. He can do nothing but tap it. Brad Shine read it well, shrugs off the tackle. Over to Kenny. What great play by Brad Shine.
Well, that was a superb handball from Brad Shine. He only knows one way, and that's straight ahead. And on that occasion, he did it superbly. The ball was out in front. He kept his eyes on the...
He could have almost been holding the ball. This is Cormac. Cormac into the centre of the ground. Ware in front. Ware being held.
Well, he was paid a push there, John. I guess switching play.
It was a formality, yeah, switch and play, and Swans did a lot of that. And they started the fourth quarter meaning business, Swans. They wanted to make sure that East Fremantle didn't kick back or didn't even make a semblance of the game. And I thought Peter Kenny was a highlight in this quarter. His tackling in his own forward line was top class. Swans were still in control at the centre bounce downs, but then 10 minutes into the quarter, the pressure went right off. It was a formality. East Fremantle players like Cormac were allowed to drift down the ground and shoot goals, although I thought Cormac tried hard all day. But really the game ended probably about on as low a key as when I was at Subiaco last, and in that game I saw Subiaco play Perth, and I thought that game probably finished better than the one did yesterday. Very disappointing. Anyway, we got the highlights from 2 minutes on in the last quarter.
Right half-back flank. East Fremantle need goals quickly. Shane Ellis ducked at the last minute. Good call from Mario Turco. Over to Ellis again. Back to Turco's good play. In towards half forward. A running attempt to mark Cassidy. Goes for the long one out wide to Renstead. He's got it, but he'll be in a little bit of bother from Ware, but Renstead got the kick away nicely. A good shot under pressure.
Solid to Langsford. Langsford to Skorowski. Skorowski into the centre, Neesham. Back to Skorowski. He's still going.
Full-blooded
Skorowski to full forward. What magnificent play by Swan Districts.
Top stuff. He brushed them off as if they were not there, Skorowski. He went straight through the pack like all good backmen should do, and finished it off by watching where he's kicking the ball and straight to his teammate.
Johns, if he can get a goal, will top off a fine passage of play. He has. Well done.
Chance for Satori. Gets it down nicely to Neesham. Cooley breaks the tackle very easily. Pops it out to Narkle on the right half forward flank.
Doesn't he know where to go? This
brother Phil on the loose in the pocket. Oh dear.
I'll allow the crackers these two.
He's away. Kick well either foot to Phil Narkle. There it is. Right through on the...
At the moment, Swan District's in complete command. 18-22, 130, Fremantle 8-10, 58.
We're 8 minutes into the final quarter. This is Fogarty from the tap. To half forward. Beadle fell over. Well, Crouch it was, fell over. Leon Baker didn't. Gave it to Johns, who I think has missed. No, he hasn't.
Deep in the Swans forward area at the moment. Nolan, hand pass it straight to Kenny. Allows him the left foot snap from Kenny. Oh, what a lovely snap that must have been. Paul Harding up against Johns. Johns wins it again out to Bill Jones this time, backing up as Cormac. Still nobody at home on the East Fremantle half forward line. Rinstead might get there. He'll be beaten to it by Lester Smith. Steadies back to Max Johnson. Probably East Fremantle's best player today. On to Cormac, backing up off the half-back line. That's good play. Cormac goes for goal from 50 metres. A lovely kick from a tight shot.
At the 25-minute mark.
East Fremantle using the breeze in this last quarter. Mick Johns wins that tap again. Straight to Lee Brenton. Half forward Kenny, but from behind Browning. Kenny's won it to Narkle. Narkle on to Kimberley. He'll run inside 50 metres, 45 metres and closing.
Right through the centre.
Good shot from Barry Kimberley. Is there anybody home? Peter Ware on the scene to bring it to ground. That's where they want it. Kenny now. A little bit slow. Turco caught him from behind.
Anticipated well, Mario Turco. Beautifully done.
Not enough talking. Good tackle on Turco that time. Should have been a kick there to Mick Johns.
Yeah, that wasn't beautifully done by Turco. He undid his good work.
Kerr out wide to Billy Jones. A chance now for East Fremantle. Nobody in the square. Nobody leading at all. He's forced to shoot for goal. Bill Jones. And he's dribbled it through. What a good kick. Front. Shoved under the ball a little bit by Watterson. Good play though, Watterson. Nicely trapped by Sullivan in the back.
Very lucky.
Yeah, running a good one, but straight down the throat of Peter Ware. Roger Kerr almost impeded there. Goes back in again with courage. That's good play. Harding, the long one. Looking for Renstead. Too far though.
And that made it very, very difficult for his teammate in that instance, and so did this one with John Nolan.
Nolan against Johns. Nolan in front. I think he's interfered with and takes the free kick. Great battle going on between the rucks out there. Nolan coming back in.
Why would you do that?
East Fremantle have done this time and time again today. Stephen Green towards Rankin.
Negative football.
Narkle a chance. Oh, there's a very high tackle that time.
Looks like Ranch is playing in defence now. Off to Solon. Gee, plenty of pace. Oh! 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 Dreadful. Browning the target. Not quite. Ware was there. And that's grand play. Brilliant play back to half forward, and Cassidy finally with the ball.
Up towards Murray Rance and Shane Ellis. Rance from behind.
Mark.
Good footballer.
Let Shane Ellis take the front berth, but with his strength and ability to leap, got over the top. Look at Neesham on the run.
There he goes in the loose around the centre. It's got Peter Ware out wide. That's where it is. Having a few problems back to Neesham. It's 23 minutes into the second quarter.
Kimberley's off for Swan Districts, and Brad Shine. Don't think he's been on until just now.
Mike Smith away to Leon Baker. Leaves the ball behind him. Smith comes in to back up. Good play. Weaves his way through players. Up towards Nawatney. Right on the chest.
Good play by Swans. A good forward move.
Kransberg in defence. He's trapped it well against an oncoming pack. Stephen Green from behind. Down to Cormac. A quick one to Max Johnson. He's got time to steady. To half forward. Lester Smith has left himself loose and a good mark. Roger Kerr touched off the hands. Chance now for Turco. Couldn't handle it. Peter Ware can. Hand pass nicely done to Skorowski. Out wide to Brenton. Swan's looking good. Up towards Needle in the forward pocket. He can do nothing but tap it. Brad Shine read it well. Shrugs off the tackle. Over to Kenny. What great play by Brad Shine.
Solid to Langsford. Langsford to Skorowski. Skorowski into the centre, Neesham. Back to Skorowski. He's still going.
Full-blooded
Skorowski to full forward. What magnificent play by Swan Districts. The left half-back flank. East Fremantle at the moment really don't know where the ball is. That's good play by Narkle to Narkle. Keith to Phil.
Yes, everyone.
5-6-36 to a goal.
He's in the right position to score too. He'd have the breeze just behind him.
From 35 metres out. Nice looking kick. It's there.
Chance for Satori. Gets it down nicely to Neesham. Cooley breaks the tackle very easily. Pops it out to Narkle on the right half forward flank.
Doesn't he know where to go? This
brother Phil on the loose in the pocket. Oh dear.
I'll allow the crackers these two.
He's away. Kick well either foot to Phil Narkle. There it is. Right through on the either kicking foot, doesn't it?
A little undecided what he's going to do with the ball. Comes out on the right half-back flank. Nolan the target. Satori. Rankin to kick it. To Rankin again. Rankin's in the centre of the ground now. Left foot kick. Opportunity for Cassidy. Back to Rankin, who's backed up a long way. Rankin can close from about 30 metres. Great play by Rankin, reminiscent of what he did last week. And can that get his Fremantle goal?
Well, magnificent effort by David
Green. Green with the left foot. And a fine one-handed effort by Johnson. Browning to Cassidy. What a shocking kick that was from Cassidy. A grand mark to kick it.
First time I've seen a player mark a ball on his shoulder. Well done, though.
They all left it. Cormac to Turco. Good kick from Turco. Brilliant kick from Turco. He's gone.
Yes.
Well, that should get him going if nothing will.
Browning calling for it. He gives it across to Cassidy. Off the left boot, Cassidy. Oh, lovely kick under pressure. Peter Kenny goes out on the defensive side. Oh, Fogarty slip, a good mark.
Well recovered.
There goes Needle. Kicks, a little bit of Needle. Could have marked that. Oh, what a grand effort by Kenny. This is Smith again. Ducks around onto that reconstructed left knee. In towards Satori. Satori shouldn't have marked that, but did brilliantly. Thanks for the towards half forward. Almost a mark to Meacham. Brad shines brilliantly to Keith Darnell.